the Post-Millennial reports this. It says a Lutheran pastor in Chicago offered drag prayer time for children. Aaron Musser, who was ordained this summer, donned a blonde wig, white dress, and makeup to share in worship with the children in his parish. This is St. Luke's Lutheran Church of Logan Square. And they publicized the event on Facebook. They were very proud of it. Let's take a look at some of this. Go ahead and play it.
So with many other exhortations, John proclaimed the good news to the people. The gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You may be seated, and I'd like to invite any children or people who would like to see a picture book that I will be showing on the iPad here. Anyone who'd like a closer view of that, to come up and sit. Come up and sit somewhere on the ground here. I have an awesome story to share with you today. I'm really excited to share it with you. I have a question first, though. Have any of you ever seen a drag queen? No? No? Is this everybody's first time they're ever seeing a drag queen? Well, hello. I am also a boy most of the time when I'm here, but today you're the full queen today.
Yes, beautiful.
So, the story that I want to share with you today is called Joy.
Okay. No surprise there. Female pastors at the church. So you got two female pastors and a guy in drag, and that's what's going on at that Lutheran church. Hey, what is there to criticize? It's just a grown man playing out his sexual fantasies at church in front of a bunch of kids. That's what this is, by the way. I mean, drag, and all this kind of stuff. These are men who, like, this is their sexual fetish, is wearing women's clothes, and if that's your thing that you do in the privacy of your own home, it's really weird, but you can do that in the privacy of your own home. Nobody's going to know. And I'm quite happy not knowing. Like, I have no interest. I'm not going into anyone's home performing checks to see if they're wearing women's clothes or not. I'm not doing that. So you want to be in your home doing that, you can. No one can stop you. But you want to play that out in public, it's a different story. And you want to involve children in your sexual fantasy, well, now that's really a different story. Because that's pedophilic. That's child sexual abuse. You should go to prison for it, obviously. This would be a perfect time. I mean, if there was anyone in that church who was not a degenerate freak lunatic, which of course there isn't, because they wouldn't be in that church if they were. But if there was just one normal person there, this would be a great time to hearken back to the Gospels and Jesus Christ overturning the tables in the temple. Because as much as we're told, and for decades now, we've got this false impression of Jesus as this peacenik, hippie kind of guy who's just hanging around all the time. And, non-aggressive, telling everyone, hey, chill out, man. Kind of like presenting Jesus as if he's like the Big Lebowski or something. As much as that is the impression we're given, that's actually not the Jesus that is portrayed in the gospel. And that Jesus was very passionate about, of course, especially about protecting children, protecting the vulnerable, about the truth. Jesus is truth and the life. But on top of that, also aggressive at times. Hostile towards sin, hostile towards evil, and aggressive, and even violent on at least one occasion. Because the turning over of the tables in the temple was a violent act. In fact, we're told in one of the stories that he fashions a whip. And it's interesting that it says he fashions it, not even like he grabbed one, but he took a little bit of time. So there's premeditation here of like making this weapon and using it against people, causing physical pain to them. Well, we can assume to be whipped. So this would have been a great time for a little bit of a turning over the tables in the temple approach. But unfortunately, all the people there are complicit and are also groomers of children. So that's why that didn't happen. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.